Well, hello everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime and we're back. Good to see y'all. How you doing? Was I like 60 seconds late, y'all? I see you guys in chat wondering where's Jay. It's 4:02, guys. Come on. Now I know why you guys come here. You like that I'm on time and you like the true crime that I present to you. Did I get that right? All right, guys, do me a favor. Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. All right. Today I've got our goal up so you guys can help me out with, donating to the channel. It goes right back into it. We got lots of things going on, right? Holidays are coming up, guys. So we're going to be doing more giveaways as I approach 30,000. We're going to do a giveaway. We've got Christmas ornaments coming, and as usual, memberships, Foxy boxes, and merchandise. All right. Now, I gave away a t shirt last week and nobody claimed it. So I've got another t shirt and I've got a Madeline Soto t-shirt that I got one for my mom and one to still give out. And it was an exclusive shirt that I purchased when they made the shirts for the Maddie bench. So guys, come on, get with it, get here. Make sure you're here every day. Hit that like button, get memberships, and donate to the channel. That's what keeps us going. Good to see y'all. How you doing, my friend Randy B? It's been a while. Lovely to see you, Diamond Ring Girl. How you doing, Jendy? Foxy boxes are heavenly. You should ask the chat. All right, Melissa. I don't have a shirt for you, but I think we've given you quite a few things, but thanks for asking anyway. All right, Kathleen tried to email me. Try again. Guilty of crime by j@gmail.com. I don't know if I got it. I get a lot of messages. Let me know. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Now, listen, today a family has been ripped apart, is what we're talking about. All right, breaking news. This guilty father was such a coward that he pled guilty. And I got quite the story. Not only do I have a story for y'all today, but the body cam to go with it. And when I found out about this case, I was ready to tell y'all and follow it through. And then it stopped. And then log crime took over. And then this happened. All right. So let me tell you what we're talking about today. All right. So what we're talking about today is this family, the Scholtes family. This father that pled guilty. And when I tell you what the circumstances, and you hear the 911 calls, and you hear the self-pity, and you hear the mom feeding into this guy's nonsense. And when I say feeding into his nonsense, the nonsense that she fed into took that little girl Parker's life brutally. All right. Just imagine being in a hot car for hours and it not happening once or twice or three times, but 50 times or more. All right. Now, the body cam came out months ago, and then people started picking up on the case and law and crime took it over and it got all cut up. But I have the body cam. So we're going to do that after I tell you this story. This piece of garbage, Christopher Scholtes, that did take his life. He took his own life. He was supposed to be sentenced yesterday and he didn't show up to court. So the judge called to see where the hell this guy is and was, and they found him dead. Now, I got to tell you all the circumstances. Abby Poodle, he leaves his wife and other children destitute, probably will lose a house, a total coward. Well, when you hear what he lost, let me tell you guys, let me jump right into this so you can see what a piece of garbage this man really is. And how, in my opinion, his wife, that's a doctor. Yes, I said that right. His wife that he's been mooching off of and a doctor enabled it, in my opinion. Now, this monster's name is Christopher Scholtes, all right? If you saw some of the body cam, just wait till you hear the story. What's up, Space Case? Good to see you. This story has had my mind in shambles. Christopher Scholtes, the man you see there, the only man in the picture, it left his 2-year-old little girl Parker in a hot car outside of Marana. All right, this was last year in 2024. And as you know, trials catch up July 2024. in 109 to 111-degree weather. Now, you guys might say, hey, this is an accident, right? This can happen, right? But listen, this guy was not only watching adult videos, or what you guys want to call PORN, but he was drinking alcohol, doing drugs, and anything else that he could be disgusting with. He was doing it and not taking care of his kids. But the reason we're even here is because the breaking news and what he did to himself and how he tore his family apart even further, you guys. So this guy's a monster. Let me just tell you, this piece of trash left his little girl Parker, 2 years old, outside in Arizona in July of 2024 to die. Christopher Ryan Scholtes, 38, was found dead yesterday on 11/5 at 5 a.m. in a home near 7th Street and Northern Avenue in Phoenix. Now, police are investigating this as him taking his own life. But let me tell you, the judge was very lenient on this piece of garbage. All right. So when I tell you that he was lenient on this garbage, and anesthesiologists in Texas, yes, they were living large. The wife was enabling this piece of garbage to do what he did. Now, remember, this happened last year. This guy was out due to his wife pleading for him. Now, he was found dead yesterday. He was supposed to go to court. The judge was already lenient on this monster and allowed him to go on vacation with his family, even though he showed extreme negligence on the day his daughter sadly lost her life. He missed court hearings and was supposed to turn himself in. Yesterday, he was supposed to be sentenced. All right. And yes, that's the breaking news, is that he was supposed to be sentenced yesterday. This guy got a sweetheart of a deal and he turned it down. What's up, ATS News? Good to see you. He's a huge coward. And once I tell you the story, I'll pay a little bit more attention to chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get in the algorithm. Get yourself a membership if you can. All right. Now, listen. He didn't do a thing ever, not at home and not for court. Judge was lenient, let him go on vacation, let him be out. He was out for the last 2 weeks, supposed to turn himself in for sentencing. This sick man that left his 2-year-old daughter to die in a hot car while he drank beer, played video games, and watched adult films while spanking the monkey for hours. Then on the day he was finally supposed to go to prison, which was yesterday, he took his life. All right, now let me tell you what this sweetheart of a deal was and what he did to this family. Now, he did this all the time. He's got another lawsuit filed against him from a 17-year-old child, and we'll go over that after. All right. So the judge warned him. His wife had warned him over and over and over. He left his daughter in the car over 50 times. All right. His own kids told the police that he would regularly leave them in the car. His wife said, I had to warn you over and over. And the text messages said, you haven't shown me you can stop putting the girls in danger or not treat me badly. Now, he ignored her every time. He chose alcohol, PORN, and any distraction. Eventually, he turned to cocaine over his family. Now, his oldest daughter from a previous relationship said she was also abused by him, and that will come in later. She used to call the police because she was scared to go home. And now she's suing him. And now the lawsuit's out. He was supposed to be sentenced and they found him dead. All right. Now, they tried to give him a plea deal for less than 10 years and he rejected it. He then took a worse deal for 20 to 30 years. And that's what he was facing yesterday until he didn't show up at court. Now, am I sad about this guy? No. Why not? Because he's a monster and he did that to not only this little girl Parker, but his other children and his wife. They let him go on vacation. They let him miss court dates. They let him stay at home while spanking the monkey, drinking beer, doing cocaine, and watching the adult videos. And his wife enabled him, in my opinion. All right. So he rejected it, left Parker to die in a hot car July 9th, 2024. Parker Scholtes died after being found unresponsive. We're going to watch the video, 911 calls and all that. All right. You'll see his lack of concern, and the wife enables the shit out of him. Now, the day Parker died, the temperatures reached 111 in Pima County community, according to investigators that took the video surveillance and were near the homes. Now, he wasn't arrested that day, but 3 days later, they came back and arrested him. Now, Dr. Erica Scholtes, anesthesiologist that probably made upward of $500,000 a year, said the couple had 3 daughters together and they were married, and she would vouch for him after her daughter died in a hot car. Brutally. She was, stuck to the seats, and just a terrible, terrible death for a dog, for a child, for anybody, for a snail to be out there. All right. What's up, really? Good to see you, my friend. Spinster, I live in Arizona, and Sonoran Desert, no joke, it's deadly. I see the dog in the car, I freak out. To think he left a child in the car at home is unthinkable. But listen, think again. He did this over 50 times to his children, and not just these beautiful children, but his other children from a previous marriage, and it was crumbling. Everything was crumbling, and it came down yesterday. Did his wife put up with it because she needed a babysitter? Possibly. You guys tell me. Why didn't they get a nanny? You tell me. What's up, Barbie G? Good to see you. All right, let me say hello to everyone. The perfect looking couple, beautiful children, doctor of a wife, over $500,000 a year, and they're now in this predicament. Now, listen, not only did they go on vacation and was he able to be out there doing his drinking and his DR rugs, but he also was allowed to move. He moved his family in the middle of these court proceedings, guys. My God, you can tell I'm not happy about this case. Torture in a car is tragic. Hola, Coey, what's up? All right, now listen, he had children, and I'm going to get into all of that. So I'm telling you the complete story, and we're going to watch body cam, 911 calls, and just the all-around tragedy. So trigger warning for anybody, because most of my shows are graphic, all right? All right, so let's start off with this. I got to start off with this quickly. Father who pled guilty after leaving kid in the car, found dead in the home. And then I'm going to show his wife pleading for him to be free while he's in court. All right. Just one thing after the other led to this disgusting man taking the life of beautiful little Parker, and the way that it was done, and the warning signs that were there, and the adult videos, the drugs, why was that all overlooked, and why was he allowed to be out? All right, you guys tell me. What's up, Mighty Joe? Rachel Crossley, good to see you. Lola, how you doing? Yes, Rachel, yes. Let's get into this clip number 1. Now, let me just quickly tell you about this, and then we will get into it. Now, listen, yesterday was his court date for sentencing. He turned down a less than 10-year plea deal. In exchange, he got 20 to 30 years. And in the midst of that, his 17-year-old daughter from a previous marriage also filed a lawsuit against him. Now, he's the one that's responsible and was going to be sentenced yesterday for taking the life of 2-year-old Parker by leaving her in the car over and over. All right. He took a plea deal, was going to turn himself in yesterday, November 5th. He was found dead in his home, unresponsive, in their new home on 3rd Street and Northern Avenue in Phoenix. In the middle of all of this, he decided to move his family. All right. And now let's go.
The father who pled guilty after leaving his 2-year-old daughter in a hot car is dead from a suicide.
Those words, I tell you, I try every day, guys. So do me a favor, hit the like button. There's 120 people. Hopefully more rolls in. I try to keep these episodes as clean as I can, and it just never does it. Now, was it an accident, or did he do it intentional? You tell me. Did he do it intentional when he left his children in the car over 50 times to watch PORN, do DRUG, and to sit there and wank the spank monkey? All right. You tell me what you think. What's up, B-Back? All right. Now, listen, he should have been there in court yesterday to be sentenced. And instead, they found him dead the night before. Okay. In his new little tight knit community where he had just moved his family. All right. And he also just celebrated Halloween last week with the family, as neighbors recall seeing him outside with his other children around their age. They said he was really good at interacting. They were all dressed up. All right. They expected him in court this morning. He had accepted a plea agreement to second degree. All right. Which could have carried 30 years. They offered him 10. He rejected it. And yesterday he should have went in. Instead, the father took his own life in Pima County. All right. Now, this is a extraordinary, complicated case. Now that this happens, where does this go and who do we look to? All right.
Scholtes was found dead in his home in Arizona early today.
Thank you,
Police are
Spinster.
investigating, but won't say how he apparently killed himself. The 38-year-old was due to turn himself in today to start his sentence. But
now, today was yesterday. I found out about this last night, and I was like, that's a body cam that I watched last year. And then Law and Crime and all these other channels, and I'm like, I gotta find that body cam for y'all and tell this wild story. My goodness.
He never showed up.
Do you think it's possible he took his own life out of guilt?
I always thought that this could be a possibility, given that 2-week period he had to go home and really think about things, looking at this date set on his calendar that he knew he was going to show up here and he was going to be going behind bars.
No, 911, please. My baby was in the car.
Christopher Scholtes.
Now, if you've seen this or you remember what he looks like, you'll see that's what he looks like. But when he starts to go to court, he tries to clean up and shave, and you're going to hear how this man pities himself already. He pities himself in the 911. He pities himself in the video, and his wife enables him. All right. Thank you, Mo, for sending me that email. Let's continue.
Was arrested last year after little Parker was found unresponsive inside a scorching car in Arizona.
I can't believe this.
On police body cam, Scholtes tells,
and we're going to watch the full body cam, y'all, not the chopped up version, but you guys gotta be with me on this, gotta watch this, because it's unbelievable that this case went from what I thought was an accidental, oops, I left my child in the car turned off 30 minutes after it wasn't supposed to, etc. And then you start to hear the backstory, and it makes you want to reach out and grab this guy by the mustache and pull him through there and make him go and serve his sentence. But he can't because he took his own life. What?
cops he left his daughter in the car to nap with the air conditioning running.
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes.
But cops say the father had to know the air would shut off automatically after 30 minutes. His wife, Erica, who's a doctor, found Parker after arriving home. Today, I spoke to Lindsay Eisenberg, the former legal guardian of Christopher Scholtes' daughter from a previous relationship.
Do you feel as though he escaped justice?
In a sense, yes. He was selfish. He didn't want to pay the price for his crime.
And he's selfish the entire time. His wife is a doctor that enabled him, and we're going to see that next. I'm going to show you a quick court clip of him being his coward self originally when he got arrested, and his wife pleading for him to be out, to go on vacation, and to continue taking care of their other children. Mike, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker, and Foxy Amazon, again, for the Guilty of Crime 420 membership. I did get your email, Mo, but I have a whole different agenda today. So if there's a specific part that you'd like me to take a look at, give me a timestamp. All right. His wife was a doctor that made over $500,000 a year. That's next. All right. I knew you guys would want to know all about his wife, and I'm going to tell you because she enabled him. This mom of Parker pled for her husband to be freed, and this is what he did while he was free. All right.
Breaking moment. A dad hangs his head in grief as his wife begs a judge to release him. Their 2-year-old daughter lost her life after the dad allegedly left her in a hot car.
I'm just asking if you can allow him to come home to us so we can all start the
All
grievance.
right, now that's his wife talking, saying she needs him home. You're going to hear all this. And then in the video, you're going to hear all this. He was a stay-at-home dad. He absolutely was, but he's a terrible one to all of his children, and he did it again and again. This wasn't a one-time deal. 50 times for one of the children, while his wife is pleading for him to come home so they can start the grieving
process so that he can bury our daughter with us.
Police say the husband drove up to the house outside Tucson, Arizona with his daughter asleep in the car. He told police he didn't want to wake her, so he left her in the vehicle with the engine on and the AC running. The temperature outside was 109 degrees. 3 hours later, his wife, Dr. Erica Scholtes, arrived.
So there she is, pretty lady. It's not like it's some lady that couldn't find a man, so she got this manster with a big mustache and said, you stay at home. I'll feed you beer and alcohol all day and all the PORN you want, and you pretend to watch the kids. Oh no. And the jab, you're right. I would have told this mofo I'm not going anywhere with. I would have divorced his ass immediately. All right. He had one job, and he took the life of one of his beautiful babies, harmed his other one, and who knows what he did to the other children, because the other children said that he was doing that to them too. Yeah, she enabled him. Wait until you hear the video. It was 109 that day, but it was 111 in that car. Her skin must have stuck to the seats, and who knows what the medical examiner had to do. I don't understand this, guys.
Home. Cops say little Parker was discovered unresponsive in the car. The engine was off and there was no air conditioning.
I heard the most horrible screams I've ever heard in my entire life.
The mom, an anesthesiologist, performed CPR until first responders got there. Parker was rushed to the hospital, but didn't.
See, the mom saw it herself. The mom went in the car, grabbed her out, tried to resuscitate her. She was all up in the mix, and still excuse after excuse. How can you see that beautiful baby stuck to a seat, lifeless, while your husband was sitting in there wanking his wank and drinking and doing cocaine, and you plead for him like that in a case? Really? Yeah, rest in peace, Parker. Beautiful angel. They just act like, hey, we'll have another one. No problem.
Make it. According to police, Christopher Scholtes was aware the vehicle would automatically shut off after approximately 30 minutes, but he allegedly got distracted by playing his video game and putting his food away. Court papers reveal shocking text messages between the parents as their little girl was being rushed to the hospital. How many times have I told you, says the mom. Babe, I'm sorry, he answers. We have lost her. She was perfect, says mom. Then he texts, babe, our family, how could I do this? I killed our baby. This can't be real. Dr. Scholtes called into the court hearing. They have 2 other children.
He's in a
Again, I mean, look at that beautiful family. You wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't think anything. You wouldn't see through this facade. Beautiful, successful, 3 girls, and that's what this guy's doing, right? That's what he's doing. What a great example.
amazing father. This was
She called him an
big
amazing
mistake, and
father.
I think that this doesn't represent him. No one understands how great of a tragedy this is more than myself, my remaining 2 daughters, and Christopher.
Christopher Scholtes has pled not guilty to second-degree murder.
I don't know why it's... All right, so he pled not guilty originally, and then, guys, he changed his plea, and he rejected a 10-year plea deal. And so they said, okay, you want to reject the 10-year plea deal? I'm going to give you 20 to 30 years. All right. Yes. Rest in peace, little mama. Now, let me tell you real quick, while all of this was going down, all at the same time, we call him Deadbeat Arizona Dad, had a decade-long history of leaving his kids in a hot car. What do you guys think about that? Let's take a look real quick before we get into the body cam. We'll just call him a Deadbeat Arizona Dad. has a decade-long history of leaving his kids in hot cars, claims teenage daughter accusing him of other abuse. And we'll get into that after, right? Now, the Arizona dad who took his own life yesterday or the night before, the morning of, after leaving his 2-year-old daughter to die in a hot car, had been locking his kids in parked cars for more than 10 years. His now teenage daughter claimed, as she filed an explosive abuse lawsuit against him, that Christopher Scholtes, 38, allegedly began leaving one of his daughters locked in a car over a decade ago, and he made it a habit of doing so ever since. Now, she says the first time he did it, he was with me and I was younger than 7. Now, the girl's 17, all right? And I have a video of that later. She also made stunning comments days before the deadbeat dad took his life on Tuesday night, hours before he was supposed to turn himself in for decades-long prison term for killing his youngest daughter, little Parker, by locking her in a car for 3 hours on a 109-degree Tucson day in July 2024. All right, Scholtes was watching adult videos, or what you call PORN, playing video games and drinking beer inside while his baby baked in the car. He later claimed that he forgot her after leaving her in the car while she napped. He said it was only for half an hour, but his 17-year-old daughter from a previous marriage claimed that locking kids in the car while he forgot them was a regular occurrence for this deadbeat dad. So does this put things a little bit more in perspective for everybody? Because I'm fuming right now. I'm fuming at the wife. I'm fuming that a beautiful little child like this just seems to be so expendable to this family. Now, his teen that's now 17 filed a lawsuit just days before his own death, alleging that he created a home filled with repeated physical, emotional, and psychological abuse that left her battling depression and PTSD. All right, Scholtes intentionally caused the plaintiff to fear imminent harm and made harmful and offensive physical contact, the teenager alleged on October 28th in the suit, which accused him of assault and battery and child abuse. So he was also going to face that. She even accused her father of fraud, claiming that he filed and maintained a bogus conservatorship while she was living with her now late mother, so that he can pocket financial benefits for himself. Now, we wouldn't put that past him, right? As a result, the plaintiff, his daughter, suffered severe emotional stress, anxiety, depression, taking her own life, and post-traumatic stress, as well as long-term psychological harm. All right, and there's the baby that did lose her life, little Parker Scholtes. And there's this monster that also was going to serve up to 30 years as of yesterday, but instead, he took his own life. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the body cam. Let's watch it together. All right, what's up under your scars? Can't stay modding for Case X case, but cheers. Well, thank you for coming in. Don't forget to hit that like button. We're about to get into the body cam. All right, let's get into it, guys. Again, always a trigger warning on my channel. I just got to tell you, because you never know what you're going to get over here, right? You really don't. I try my best with these cases to be as, mellow, but you just never know. He was quite a character, loving husband, father, musician, and a smile that little, I don't know who we're talking about now, but right? Did you hear about this case? He was supposed to show up. They called him, and where is he? Is he on vacation? Is he missing another court date? Is he watching, is he playing video games? Is he finishing the part 2 of his PORN series? All right, here we go. This is him claiming that the AC was on. The AC's on, guys.
She's dead. We have nothing.
We'll get right. So we can't let you do that right now.
You can stay in the room if you want, but I'm gonna talk.
It's a scorching 109 degrees in Marana, Arizona on the late afternoon of July 9th, 2024. A frantic 911 call sends first responders racing to the aid of a 2-year-old child found unresponsive after her father left her to sleep in the family's car. As investigators try to piece together what may have happened, unsettling discrepancies begin.
And again, this is just a little tiny piece of the puzzle right now. Thank you guys for being here. Cirrus says, choo choo, let's go. Thank you. And Under Your Scars, thank you so much. Let's get this party started. Cheers to you. And cheers to this Guilty of Crime shirt that I really like that's kept me warm today. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Tiff. No, this had nothing to do with CSAM. It was just him watching plain old adult videos and not taking care of his children while his daughter died in the car for 3 hours.
To emerge, and shocking evidence raises a haunting question. Was this a heartbreaking mistake or a catastrophe waiting to happen? The suspect in question and all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent and
not anymore, guys. This was a year ago. The body cam came out. Now he's already pled guilty. He is guilty as sin, and he's always going to be guilty as sin, whether he does his time or not. Now, he whines. He doesn't get to shower. He whines a lot about himself. His wife enables him. It's disgusting, all of it.
Unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
It's like baffling. I don't know. It's baffling that this happened.
Our lives have been literally perfect.
The panic 911 call comes in around 4 p.m. from 37-year-old Christopher Scholtes. As the dispatcher attempts to keep him calm, Marana County police and first responders weave through the busy streets in a desperate race to get to the scene.
What are you reporting?
Guys,
She was in the car sleeping. She's unresponsive.
he sure did.
Okay. And who is she? Please. My daughter.
Is she still breathing?
No, she's not breathing right now.
Okay, we need to start CPR right now.
Yes, we are. We're starting CPR, yes. I'm so sorry.
Okay, is she breathing yet?
How long has it been? Half hour. It was, but it turned off.
And I want you, the reason I told you the backstory before we got into this case is because it makes it so much more disgusting to understand that this guy habitually left his children in the car in Arizona in the hot heat and banked on the car not turning off while he was doing things that nobody should be doing, that has 3 children that you're in the care, that you're taking care of all day long. So he lies and lies and lies and lies and then lies some more. He said it's been a half an hour. She was in there for 3 hours melting. All right. Good to see you guys. TB says, I live in Marana. Thank you for coming this. You're very, very welcome. Welcome to the crime crew. And don't forget to get us in the algorithm by hitting that like button. Right? Yeah, crumb cake, apple crumb cake sounds amazing right now.
They have tried CPR. Mom is a doctor and is also performing CPR on the baby. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, baby. Deeper. Move on, give her breath.
That's
By the time police arrive, paramedics have already taken over efforts to save the child, but the situation looks grim. As the temperature outside is boiling, they need to know how long she was exposed to the deadly heat.
Half hour, 45 minutes. 45 minutes, okay. The car's been on.
She was left in the car up to 45 minutes, but it was said it was on.
Was the air conditioning on? Yes.
But I guess it turned off, right?
As the paramedics need space to work, Chris walks away from the desperate situation. The officers attempt to keep Chris calm as he experiences rapid shifts in his emotional state.
Chris. Oh, yeah, let's get some more.
What's going on? Why are you with me?
Because we were first responders and we were on scene when the AC was on.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of these cars now stay on. It didn't run out of fuel, but when they stay on, they only have like a 30-minute timer. And you're going to see that throughout this video while he tries to lie to law enforcement and tell them that she was only in there for 30 minutes. It starts to be 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and then 3 hours. It didn't run out of fuel. It has a shutoff point, and you should never leave your kids in the car anyway. It's just a courtesy AC shutoff point that will stay on for a while, but not forever. And he knew that because he had been doing that for years. All right.
My worst nightmare. I'm on sciatica pain, so I can't be sitting down. Please, baby, please. Anything.
Despite their best efforts, the situation takes a dark turn.
I mean, I don't know if we should be there much to do everything now.
She's dead. Like, I need to be with her.
Oh my God, I know. No. She's dead. We have nothing. Sir, they're doing the best they can right now, okay? Oh my God.
Shortly after arriving at the hospital, 2-year-old Parker Scholtes was pronounced deceased, a devastating result of intense heat stroke. While waiting with officers inside the house, Chris's demeanor continues to alternate between panicked and eerily calm.
But do you see how it's him trying to put on a show and my baby, that's the worst thing. Like he had never done that before, guys. Like this, yes, it's a performance art. That's what he's doing. He's putting on a show and he's lying. Just lie after lie after lie is what this guy is doing. I didn't get your email, Kathleen. It's guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. And the mom in this video not only coldly announces that she's deceased, maybe because she's a doctor, but listen, all of you guys keep telling me, why didn't she hire a nanny? Well, why did she just plead? Why did we just hear her plead for her husband to stay out of jail to continue watching the other children and to heal with the family when she knew what was going on? All right. Yes, he was. That's what he was doing. He was wanking it and watching it.
Thank you. Can we get you anything?
What? Yeah. I can't believe this.
I mean, do you hear that voice? It sounds like a man that's crying for himself. I can't believe this. Oh, yeah, you can. I don't even see any tears in this.
This can't be happening. She wants me to try and get her right to the hospital.
Hey, we'll accommodate that for you, all right?
And all of a sudden he stopped crying. And yet, TB, he had not only left her in the car 2 times prior that day and went in to go get gas and steal beer, but he had done that 50 other times that they can count and account for by going on the text messages and saying, did you leave the kids in the car? They went back and forth on those text messages to make sure that the wife wasn't involved, because the wife was there when the little girl passed away. So thank you for adding that, TB. This guy is a piece of trash to the fullest. All right. Piece of trash to the fullest. And I believe the mom is too. I absolutely believe she should be culpable for some of this.
We're just going to need to get a statement from you about what happened, what's been going on. Obviously, I know this isn't easy for you. Okay, it's not easy for anyone around right now.
As the officer prepares to get Chris's version of events, a group of investigators outside try to piece together what little information they have from the child's mother. However, a disturbing observation made by one of the paramedics will leave them questioning if there's more to the story than they've been led to believe.
Mom's an anesthesiologist, so Mom's working. Mom arrived, asked where the daughter was.
Remember, she's an anesthesiologist. That takes time. That takes years to go to school. That takes a know-how of children. And she knew how to do CPR. And she also knew, I'm sure she knew in her heart of hearts, that little girl was not in the car for 30 minutes and the AC was not on. She knew that by the time law enforcement and ambulance has arrived, because she had been telling him time and time again. And then she pled for him to be out. They should have kept him locked up until sentencing, you guys. I think they made a big mistake.
His dad came out here, brought the kid in, looked like that. Mom started working.
I don't know.
On the kid at that point. Dad said the kid had been in the car for 45 minutes. AC was running.
So this car wasn't running when you guys got it?
No, the car was not running.
Sounds like he was aware because he said he left the baby in the car to sleep and let the car run.
No, medics were talking about rigor in there already.
While Parker's physical state upon the paramedics' arrival raises suspicions with the officers outside, Chris begins to explain his version of what happened.
My daughters were at Elevate with my friend next door. They got home about 2:40.
Now listen to the time frame because it's completely wrong. All right, 2:45 or so. We fast forward to 3 hours. That'd be almost 6 o'clock, 6:37. No, that didn't happen at all. And welcome, Kimber Smiles. Good to see you. That's what I was talking about earlier, TB. He got to go on vacation after being charged and released. And he was supposed to bring himself into court yesterday, but he took his own life the night before. All right. So his wife enabled all of this, in my opinion.
5 or so. We've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping in the car, and I had the car on.
Oh, baby.
But it has a sensor where every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved. I swore she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. I haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
But we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, you're like your kids are home.
Yep.
Right. I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park.
He's crying for himself. He's lying about the timeline. His wife didn't only take him to Hawaii and pay for the trip to go, but she begged for him to be out on bond until the sentencing, which enabled him to take his life. All right, TB says, I live 10 minutes from where it happened. So sad. And you know how hot it gets out there, right? All right, guys, while I have you hit the like button, let's get this in the algorithm, guys.
I know I'm in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently, and the Peloton is in the garage now, so that's why it's not even in the garage. But
And how long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes.
The chilling reality is that Parker remained in the driveway for far longer, a darker truth that will soon come to light with devastating implications. Meanwhile, as tensions simmer in the stifling heat outside, 2 officers take refuge in the shade and vent their mounting frustrations over the tragic situation.
No summer one. That's it. Frustrates me the most. But the AC is on.
Now, they did not arrest him on this day. They took him at his word, and the fact that his wife was there giving CPR and he gave them all the right answers and the timeline until they started going through the couple's text messages and seeing that this was happening over and over and over again. And welcome everybody that just came in. His wife should go to jail too after she knew this. What the hell is wrong with her? I don't know, y'all. I don't. Let's keep going.
Oh, I did not miss.
Especially the day, he was directly, the back seats directly in the center.
Oh, it was worse than that.
It was worse.
The whole car was inside. I'm seeing that one car right here, because when we started making it to the car, and now the first hood was mighty hot.
Now taking a break from questions, Chris makes a startling move that leaves officers stunned. As they attempt to relay the gravity of the situation, his willingness to cooperate takes a sharp turn.
Just to let you know, I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're gonna have to stand by with you for a while. All right.
Is there a reason why?
Again, they don't want him to wash off any evidence or get rid of it. Now remember, his daughter's dead, and he's gonna sit there and go back and forth with the officer. Yes. He's not only a stay-at-home dad, but even after he pled guilty, they still begged for him to stay at home. All right. Now he's going to talk about, now you're going to hear him lying and trying to wipe the yuck off of his little session, his little PORN session. All right. Hit that like button. Randy B's got it right. And yes, he does things, I believe, just to maybe he had some kind of impulse issues where he is impulsive and had to go steal something, even though his wife makes plenty of money. That's what he was doing. Remember, he was doing cocaine and drinking alcohol and other DRUGs. All right, just all around not a good guy. not a babysitter.
Any death, we have to treat like a crime scene. I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my baby.
Not at all. I know.
I'm being treated like a murderer. Yes, you are, and you now are. You actually are a convicted one. And even with your death certificate, your name is always going to be Christopher Scholtes. Schultz, that's a convicted capital M-er, right? It's murder.
Yeah. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right? We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family is going to be ruined.
We'll be all right. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you know.
You stay in the room if you want, but I'm not going to talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker.
He's like, hey, I just need to take a shower and get this off of me. Just let me hop in. You can stand there and watch me if you want. Like, dude, I don't want to watch you shower, bro. I can see what you got on your sticky, icky hands. Let's just lock you up and take it in. Again, they didn't know any of this yet. And Mab, the reason you've probably seen this case is it happened last July 2024. We didn't know that this was not just a simple case of somebody leaving a child in the car, which happens again and again in states like Arizona. But this was no accident, I assure you. I'm sure he accidentally did it that day. But when you do it over 50 or 100 times, guess what? It's no longer an accident. And yeah, he was watching adult videos while wanking it. And now he wants to get in the shower so bad while his daughter's no longer with us. He's worried about himself. Of course. That's why they went to Hawaii.
We get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm trying to rinse off so I can go to the hospital and be with my wife.
We're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay? Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by with you.
I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. Okay. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower.
After settling on a change of clothes, Chris is informed that his other two children, two girls ages 5 and 9, have arrived with their grandmother and are waiting for him outside. As he passes by, a keen-eyed officer spots that Chris is holding something in his hands that detectives will need to collect as evidence.
He's got the shirt she was wearing. Are we going to need that?
Probably, yes.
So we're going to need to take the rest. Okay.
Whoa.
Yes, for everybody that just rolled in right now, this is the breaking news. He was supposed to be sentenced to 20 to 30 years as of yesterday. He agreed to a guilty plea of second degree. He turned down his initial plea deal of less than 10 years, and he exchanged it for a 20 to 30 year sentence. And then he was supposed to show up in court yesterday, and they found him at 5 a.m. in his new home, unalived. He took his own life, according to law enforcement, and this was their other house. He told authorities that they wanted to start a new life and they wanted to get away, and they didn't want the neighbors to be thinking bad things. So they picked up, he says he picked up and moved his family, but we know his wife was the only person that was working. So obviously she moved them, and in their new house, he took his own life.
Part of this, so we have to take her dress. We have to leave it here. Like he said, we're doing the investigation still. And we have to have her dress. We can't let you take her dress.
Investigators decide to let Chris go ahead to the hospital, opting to speak to both him and his wife later that evening. The following recorded interviews between them and the detective detail their version of what happened. But as you'll soon discover, shocking discrepancies and jaw-dropping.
So this just happened like a day ago. As some people say that he used a GUN, and others say the medical examiner hadn't ruled out or ruled what his death was just yet. All right, so everybody's in here guessing, and it says he took his life. This happened less than 48 hours ago. So rumor mill says different things. Not only did his wife stay with him, Mab, but she stood up for him and she begged the judge to let him be home before his sentence. And they agreed. And look at what happened.
Evidence reveal a far more devastating series of events.
If you can walk me through the events, starting from obviously this morning and then to eventually you guys reaching out and calling 911.
Pretty normal morning. The girls woke up and one of their friends had asked them to go to elevate with like their mom's friend. Their best friends live next door. Grandma was supposed to come get them. I think she showed up around like 10:30 or something, took them to elevate.
As the older daughters left for the trampoline park, Parker was supposedly left alone in Chris's care. He next explains that he went to a doctor's office and took Parker along with him, only to discover that it was closed.
So then we just basically turned around and came home. And I looked at the clock and I remember thinking like, oh, I gotta get home because the girls are gonna probably head back soon. So we got home and the girls weren't home yet, but baby was.
Yeah, Explore With Us brought body cam to us last year and nothing else had came out yet, right? He didn't get arrested during this video. They let him go. 3 days later, they gave him criminal charges. And then over the last year, this all unfolded. His sentence was supposed to be coming down 20 to 30 years yesterday, and he took his life, all right? And his wife enabled him the whole time. And yes, Exploring With Us definitely puts out good videos. And I love it because they don't give us all the context. They don't give us all the details. They don't tell us what the sentencing was. They don't tell us all the main characters. And so we have to go in there and dig and find the stories. That's what I love about it the best.
Sleeping in the car. And so I had taken some stuff inside and I came back out and the girls were there. They had just pulled up. And so they came inside and I checked on the baby. She was still sleeping. And then came back inside. And that's where I just kind of like was, I don't know, thinking that she was playing with her sisters. I think that me coming home and thinking that, you know, the girls were going to be home. So I got to like come back in and out kind of thing.
You said the girls came home. You remember about what time that was?
I want to say it was like 2:30.
The next door neighbor, whose kids went with Chris's older daughters earlier in the day, has a very different answer for what time the children came home.
And you said they got dropped off about what time?
Probably 1:30. I'm thinking like 1:15.
And then, do you remember what time you left to go to the clinic?
I don't.
Okay. Do you remember roughly about what time you got to the clinic and saw they were closed?
Probably about 2.
Security footage from nearby businesses and Chris's own neighborhood paint a shockingly different picture, as we'll soon uncover. The discrepancies between his account and what the cameras captured will be impossible for detectives to ignore, especially as an even more startling pattern of behavior begins to surface.
So the girls get home about 2:30. You checked.
Still sleeping and the car was still on.
Okay.
I think it's like every 30 minutes.
Again, he's lying. He keeps saying every 30 minutes. He said 30 minutes. The maximum was 45. Come to find out, she was in the car, guys, for 3 hours in direct heat. It got to 109 and even 111 that day in the car at the time of her passing. All right. So that 30 minutes is just a lie. 30 minutes is when the car actually shuts off. And so he's giving that time frame that's completely incorrect. And his older daughter not only talked about more than 50, but she has a lawsuit against him, which I'm going to talk about right after this. I'm going to show you. She did a video. I'm going to show you all that when we're done here.
Or something that like will turn off if you haven't moved the car.
I don't know. I think the lockout period for the car is like 20 minutes if I were to guess.
Is that something that's happened before that you've noticed with the car? Or?
I've noticed the car stopping before just because I was sitting in it one time and not like having anything going on and it just turns off. So I know that it does that at some point.
Crime scene investigators performed a test to replicate this event on Chris's car, and while the exact time varied between each test, the vehicle turned itself off consistently around the 20-minute mark. 1 hour after the engine shut off, Investigators recorded the temperature of the back seat where Parker was left sleeping. It was a sweltering 149.
Damn, I said 111 and I thought that was bad, guys. 149 degrees. I did not see that in any other article except for here. So thank you, Explore with Us. 185 degrees on the dashboard, it said Fahrenheit, and 149 degrees in the baby's car seat. 149 degrees. Guys, I don't even want to imagine that. And 185 on the dashboard. Imagine what that little girl had to go through. Oh my goodness.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
And then you go inside. You guys are doing things as normal. Then what's next?
Girls were playing in their room on their iPads like they usually do. That's where I thought the baby was. Girl said hi, but the baby didn't come say hi to her, so that's when she was like, "Where's the baby?" I was like, "I don't know, I think she's sleeping." And my daughter started looking for her first. And the girl said that she was sleeping in the toy room, but when I got up and went in the toy room, she wasn't in there. And then we were like, And then I was just walking around the house, like checking the rooms and stuff, because I figured she was in one of the other rooms. I went out in the driveway and checked her car.
Already, Chris's timeline casts doubts as it places Parker in the driveway from before 2:30 p.m. up until the 911 call was placed, much longer than the 30 to 45 minutes he originally claimed. These discrepancies won't escape these seasoned detectives, but the truth they uncover will be worse than...
And again, everything is worse than this video that we see. All the backstories, all the stories, everything that he's done that led up to this, and even what him taking his life yesterday. 30 minutes turned into 3 hours. Guys, I can't even be hot for 15 minutes. If I'm sitting here with you guys and I'm hot or I'm uncomfortable and the air doesn't kick on and I feel like I'm sweating for more than 2-3 minutes, I'm not okay. But a little baby, little 2-year-old, Zambi, thanks for covering this, Jay. You're the only content creator I've seen covering it. Well, you're very welcome, guys. Zombie, I always try to cover the cases that I hope you all want to see. I try to follow that algorithm with you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button.
They imagined.
And as far as letting sleep in the car, you've done that before with the kids?
No, not that I'm aware of.
And then had you done anything like this before where you just let her sleep in the car or anything like that?
No, that's normally, I mean, I have the girls with me usually, and the girls are always, good about like, "Dad, get the baby," like we'll walk one side together.
I don't mean to be insensitive, but I have to ask these questions. Any issues at home? Any problems?
No, we have the perfect life.
The wife just said, no, we have a perfect life. Lies, 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 as well as getting him out of his accountability. And that's why I believe that this happened. He lied, she lied, and we just saw it. We just saw Dr. Mom saying we have a perfect life. All right. And again, she pled for him to be the caretaker while he was out on bond. And yes, you know what? In this video, as we watch it, watch how confused he is. He actually did lose track of his daughter. He thought she was in this room, in this room, in this room. I think he got all mixed up in shambles this 51st time. And absolutely, he never did a day in jail. No.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, every day we're just in awe of just how much we love each other, how perfect our girls are, just how full everything is. It's like baffling. I don't know. It's baffling that this happened.
While they both claim it's never happened before, security footage witnessed by police, along with more unsettling claims, will ultimately reveal the possibility of a disturbing pattern of behavior. On the morning of July 9th, the day of the incident, Chris allegedly pulled into a gas station at around 12:06 p.m. on his way to the doctor's office. He's seen entering by himself, and after buying 3 cans of beer, enters the bathroom. Only one.
Listen, guys, he goes in and takes these 3 cans of beer, steals them, drinks them in there, then gets back in the car. I think that he has impulse issues, And I think that he's an actual DRUG addict. I think he was an alcoholic. I think he was probably addicted to his adult videos, so to speak. I think everything about this guy says no impulse control, no control over his addiction, and just a straight up bad dude. And his wife just lied, and lied some more. Why are you going to go in and steal beer when your wife, yes, he did nose candy too. He was also an addict of the cocaine. All right. So he did all of that. And who knows what else that he did as well. But look at what he did on that day. Not only did he down 3 beers that he stole, but he drove in the car with the kids. Hey, diminished capacity. Good to see you, Miss Gloria. Everybody that rolled in. Welcome, welcome.
One can remain as he exited without paying around 12:10 p.m. Chris's vehicle is next seen arriving at the doctor's office at 12:12 p.m., hours before he originally claimed.
Right.
His vehicle is then seen making a third stop at a Bosch's grocery store at 12:30 p.m. Cameras captured someone matching Chris's description entering the store at 12:40 p.m., once again alone. He's then seen returning to the vehicle at 12:47 p.m. At 12:47, neighborhood cameras captured Chris entering the neighborhood. The vehicle was captured pulling into the driveway at 12:53 p.m., where Parker was left asleep until 4:16 p.m. when the 911 call was placed.
Do you see that? Do you see the timeline right now? He literally left her in the car the whole time, guys. Imagine going in the bathroom and stealing alcohol and downing it and leaving your child in the car. Oh, the air's on from 12:53 until 4:16 when the 911 call was placed. And he's discombobulated around the house, doesn't know which room she's in, and he doesn't remember until the kids say, "Hey, my sister's missing. Where is she?" "Oh, she's outside, Dad."
Parker Scholtes remained in the driveway for more than 3 hours. The possibility that Parker was left unattended at each location may have been a shock to detectives, but to neighbors it was no surprise. After hearing troubling rumors circulating in their small neighborhood, investigators begin to question them and are shocked at the surprising allegations. Neighbors tell police that there have been multiple incidents in which the older girls were rumored to be found lost and wandering the neighborhood, while Chris was nowhere to be found. As well, a second neighbor came forward to say she'd been involved in a number of search parties for the girls over the years and claimed that while Chris was home, he would have no clue they even left the house.
I almost think that she should have been held accountable for lying to law enforcement right then and there, at least just to give her a sense of what the F is wrong with you, lady, for lying about the perfect life and never leaving your kids. Look at this. Search parties. This happened over and over, and the neighbors knew it. All right. Many detailed stories where he was taking a nap. Now, remember, these children are little tiny children. The little girl Parker that lost her life was 2. And that's what this guy's doing. Sleeping, and the children are roaming around. Leave them in the car. Oh my God, this makes me mad.
While Chris and his wife both adamantly denied regularly leaving their children alone, disturbing text messages surfaced between the two that seemed to contradict their claims. In this exchange, which took place just after Parker was taken to the hospital, the messages read, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?" To which Chris replies, "I'm sorry. Detectives are coming for me. I'm going to prison. I killed our baby." Additionally, in the months leading up to Parker's untimely death, the mother accused Chris of driving under the influence with the girls in the car. As well, it appears that Chris admits to speeding at nearly 140 miles per hour with one of the children in the back seat. One burning question still remains. What Chris was doing while Parker was supposedly trapped in the scorching vehicle for over 3 hours.
Between 2:30 and then when I came home, what were you doing?
Working on laundry. The office was on TV. I was drinking a Dr. Pepper, done a little vacuuming on the stuff in the house. It was just like a lounge around the house day.
A search of Chris's phone may shed even more light on his activities at the time. Shockingly, around 2 p.m. while Parker slept in the hot car, Chris may have been browsing for men's clothing.
And again, they don't arrest him when the day that she actually lost her life on July 9th, 2024, they came back 3 days later to arrest him, but they checked cameras and text messages and, all the electronics to find out what he was doing. Now, he took his own life, and Foxy's saying CO2 poisoning. I heard rumored that it was a GUN shot, and the medical examiner didn't. What I read in the article was that the medical examiner hadn't ruled it yet. So, Foxy, if you have an article that says CO2 poisoning, let me know or drop a link or something, because I didn't see that.
And searching for adult videos, raising chilling questions about his priorities and state of mind. With enough probable cause to make an arrest, police once again returned to the home on July 12th, just 3 days after Parker's tragic death.
Hey, how you doing? Good, how are you? I'm doing all right. You have Chris come out to us, please.
So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened. Okay.
That's right there.
Let's come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
No.
listen.
No.
Listen, okay. This doesn't change. This doesn't change what's going on, okay? What happens at this point, it's simple, okay? What happens at this point is you are going to be taken in custody, all right? And you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours, okay? After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine.
Come on, guys. This is a bigger drama queen than some of the drag queens that we see out on stage, right? Man up, mofo. And you know what? The judge let him out because the wife is a doctor and she pled for him to be out because she needed him to care for the other children while she was working. Why can't a doctor that makes probably over $500,000 a year hire a freaking nanny? All right, now I just saw that, Foxy Amazon. Thank you for that. Law enforcement tells TMZ that they're looking at a carbon monoxide poisoning. So thank you. I didn't read the article that Carly sent this morning, but authorities do tell TMZ, which is in the article. I don't normally look at TMZ, that carbon monoxide poisoning was his possible cause of death in Maricopa County. The medical examiner made the final determination. So maybe he sat in the garage and let the carbon monoxide come in. Absolutely, he's a clown. Thank you, Foxy. I got it. Appreciate it. I got it on my phone. So CO2 poisoning, guys.
Bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. Okay. So again, I can't change the consequences of what happened. All right. But what I'm going to ask of you. Okay.
Come on, Chris. Let's go out here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No.
They're right there. They're right there. Let me put shoes on.
Can I just ask one thing, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you just...
Can I put shoes on? Did you hear his voice? Let me put some shoes on. All right. I mean, this guy's a coward. We know it. And wait till you hear this next. You're going to see his daughter next talking about how abusive he was. So if you think you feel bad for him or any of the family other than the innocent children and the innocent child Parker that lost their life after being suffocated and then tortured in a car for 3 hours and ultimately losing her life, think again, because after watching this body cam, I kind of felt bad for the family for a minute until I started seeing more things come out and like, hey, things aren't always what they seem. And yeah, right, Mab. I don't even leave ice cream out for longer than like 2 minutes on the counter because I don't want it to melt. Right. The wife wanted to keep him babysitting. And we heard that right before we played the body cam. We listened to her plead to the judge to keep him out so they can rebuild their family and start to heal, which is what he did. She enabled it.
Can you say bye to our kids?
Okay. So listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not resisting.
Yes,
Please.
just relax.
I
Just
need you to
relax,
listen.
Christopher.
I need you to listen.
Just relax.
We will
Just
get
relax. Just relax.
The timing of the arrest doesn't sit well with Chris's wife and mother,
I don't
who
think
expressed their concerns as well as their harsh opinions about the officers themselves.
See, those two were trying to make us.
I think the wife was just used to him doing this. You're going to see in the documentation that he did this all the time. If you just watched it, the children said that he was constantly napping and they were getting out. So she probably was used to it. And she's also a doctor. So maybe she was just being clinical that particular day, but she was dumb on every other day.
As little of the scene as possible. So I
Can you wait till after the funeral?
I don't want the kids to see Dad get hauled off.
Seriously.
That's gonna be between you and the court.
can I give him a kiss?
There you go. Chris, I'm gonna be here and I'll take care of everything.
So she's telling her husband, I love you. I'm going to be here. I'll take care of everything. And yeah.
I love you.
The funeral is
Yep.
no heart. No heart at all.
As officers prepare for transport, they make one final consideration.
Guys, she's an anesthesiologist. That takes a lot of education to be an anesthesiologist. My boss's son is an anesthesiologist, and I saw him struggling, and not in a bad way. He's smart, through medical school for years to become an anesthesiologist. This was no dumb lady, but she had no common sense.
Given the extreme temperatures.
Anything inside your pockets? You just have to, it's standard. Okay?
Yep.
Hey,
Yes,
Brooks,
ma'am.
on the
Yes,
AC,
yes, yes.
look on the bottom, it says rear. Let's get the AC.
Yep.
We'll do a second. Thank you.
Christopher Scholtes was arrested and booked into the Pima County Adult Detention Center. He's been indicted on charges of second-degree murder and child abuse related to the death of Parker Scholtes. While he was later released pre-trial services, the court had asked for a $1 million bond. During his second showing at the court in August 2020.
Look at this tool right there. That's what this tool did all day. He sat there and worked on his mustache and tried to be Mr. Cool Guy while watching PORN and having his habits. Now, when I first saw this, again, I was like, this guy's probably going to get off. His doctor wife is going to get him the best lawyer. And trust me, he got a sweetheart deal and he rejected it. And now, let's get to the next part.
4. Scholtes pleaded not guilty to the charges.
And ultimately, he changed his plea to guilty, and he took a plea deal, but he didn't take the less than 10 year. He ended up with a 20 to 30 year sentence, and he had to go show up for court yesterday, but he didn't because he took his own life the evening before or possibly that morning. And now we know CO2. Now let's find out what else this monster is up to and what he did to his other children and child. All right. Then it makes you even more pissed off. All right. This is his daughter sued by his own daughter after the hot car case. This was all going down right now.
After leaving her inside of a hot car, is now facing a lawsuit from one of his own daughters. Christopher Scholtes is expected back in Superior Court for a hearing tomorrow after pleading guilty 2 weeks ago for the murder of his daughter Parker Scholtes.
Yes, he
The
took his
plea
life.
avoids a trial and will keep Scholtes from serving any more than 30 years behind bars. He hasn't been sentenced yet. News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Cor Nylander, has been following this case from the very beginning. He joins us in studio.
And I tried to, but this was another case of a hot car death that nobody was going to be held accountable for. And now, guys, he didn't serve 1 day. All right. So let's listen up.
With the latest.
Well, this is that lawsuit just filed a few days ago in Maricopa County on behalf of Christopher Scholtes' oldest daughter, who is still a minor. It accuses Scholtes and his wife, Erica, of causing her emotional distress.
So, guys, I do hope that Erica, Dr. Erica, is held accountable for something. Listen up. This is another part of what was coming at him, also besides a sentence.
Exclusively interviewed the same daughter shortly after her half-sister's death inside of that hot car.
First time he did it was with me, when I was younger than 7.
That was Christopher Scholtes' oldest daughter from a previous marriage speaking exclusively with me just a few weeks after Parker Scholtes' death in July last year, describing how she was allegedly also left inside of hot cars. Today, she's only 17, so we are not identifying her. Last week, this lawsuit was filed in Maricopa County on her behalf by former guardian Lindsay Eisenberg.
We're both named as plaintiffs, mainly because she is still a minor, so she can't file on her own.
The lawsuit is against her father, Christopher Scholtes, and stepmother, Erica Scholtes.
And that's Erica Scholtes, who is the doctor, who's the anesthesiologist. All right. What's up, Mab? So do she have a part by staying with them? No, she not only stayed with him, Mab, but she's also included in the abuse. She also should be included in the abuse because in the text messages, we all saw what he was doing with those children and her excusing it time and time again. All right, guys, we're getting to the wire. We still have more to cover, but if you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, get us in the algorithm. I think we're about maybe 4 away from our goal. If anyone wants to get a membership, gift a membership, super chat, super sticker, all that stuff. Let's go. All right. I hope this doctor has to do something.
The allegations are emotional distress, assault, battery, and fraud.
The oldest daughter has suffered immensely because of both Christopher and Erica.
Eisenberg says the daughter's biological mother was able to get custody of her from Christopher, but then died last year. Eisenberg stepped in to care for her. According to the lawsuit, between September of 2016 to March 2021, the daughter was subjected to repeated physical, emotional, and psychological abuse by Christopher and Erica. The abuse, they claim, included physical assault, verbal degradation, intimidation, neglect, and exposure to unsafe and traumatic living conditions. Arizona Department of Child Safety records show that the daughter made 9 DCS complaints from June.
Is that not crazy for a doctor and her husband? And thank you, Spinster. Chris and Erica lost custody of Chris's oldest daughter, and her bio mom's deceased. So she's in foster care. She's 17. Hopefully her life turns around a bit. And Mab, good luck on Turtle Island tonight, right? Turtle Island, we're down to the wire, 10 people left. And I think we got rid of almost everybody that's not true crime. So good luck to you on Turtle Island. I'm rooting for you, buddy. And thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker. If we can get me back on Turtle Island with all true crime, that would be fun. All right. So let's go tonight. Good luck to Mab on Turtle Island, baby.
June 2014 to December of 2020. DCS says it investigated each claim but cannot substantiate any of the allegations. The daughter, though, holds on to her claims.
Genuinely has changed me as a person. I'll never be the same person I was before.
The claim of fraud stems from this conservatorship Christopher filed in Pima County, February of 2020.
He filed the conservatorship right before custody was supposed to go back to mom.
The daughter is a type 1 diabetic, and she says she's been receiving Social Security for years. They're questioning what funds Christopher has been receiving through that conservatorship.
When mom passed, Social Security, and I know this personally, Social Security said there was over.
I mean, this guy is just an all-around fraudster, and I gotta say, people don't just do this for the compensation, guys. People don't do it just for the money. A lot of times people that are addicts of something or addicts of everything like to do things just simply for the thrill. Do you think that he couldn't have afforded that beer that day? Do you think that he should have been driving 100 miles an hour? No. In my opinion, he wanted to push it to the limit. He had no kind of boundaries on his own impulse, no impulse control, and truly just an addict. Now, there's 213 people in here. We have 150 likes. If we can get that up a little bit, it's free to do so. Thank you.
Payments made, and it was a huge mess.
For his youngest daughter's murder, Christopher Scholtes took a plea deal 2 weeks ago, avoiding a trial and the chance of spending the rest of his life behind bars. He awaits sentencing and will be taken into custody Wednesday.
She hopes that they would...
Again, today's Thursday, November 6th, 2025. He was supposed to be taken into custody yesterday on November 5th, 2025. He didn't show up. Hence, they found him no longer alive due to taking his own life.
Put him in prison and lose the key.
Mr. Schultes, anything you want to say for yourself? Christopher Schultes
I'm a
has remained
loser.
silent throughout his murder case.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
I reached out to him directly about this lawsuit and tried going through his attorney, but received no response. Eisenberg says they are having trouble serving him the lawsuit.
They're home, but they are refusing to open the door. I really hope that they just settle and let's just be done with this and we can go our, separate ways.
And in this lawsuit, they're seeking over $50,000 in damages. Once served, Christopher and Erica will have 20 days to issue a response. Christopher is awaiting his sentencing for Parker's murder November 21st.
What a good stand-up guy he is, huh? And that wife of his. Now let's check this out, guys. Here it is. Here's the deal. All right. Here's the lowdown. Arizona father in hot car death found dead after plea deal. All right. ATS says it's ridiculous because if he did because of the guilty, why wait until now? Because he didn't want prison because of what he did. Oh, absolutely he did that. ATS, he never planned to serve a day ever. And that's not that much. I was like, this mother should just pay up. She's an anesthesiologist and he was stealing money from the conservatorship. So if this daughter was collecting some sort of SSI or some kind of money from the state and he was taking it on top of that, then I hope that wife has to pay every penny back from this monster that she defended against her own 2-year-old daughter, guys. Remember, that's the little girl right there. That's the family that he tore apart. That's the doctor mom that condoned all this. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Let's wrap it up with this, and you guys hopefully got the complete picture today. Some people don't have common sense, ATS, and that's the bottom line. You could be as smart as you want and have as much money as you want, but if you's a loser, you're a loser, right? He's just a loser and a deadbeat dad and a coward.
And a man who left his 2-year-old daughter in a hot car leading to her death was found dead in Phoenix this morning. Christopher Scholtes pleaded guilty 2 weeks ago and was supposed to turn himself in today ahead of his sentencing on November 21st, but he did not show up this morning. The Pima County Attorney's Office confirmed he took his own life last night. We've learned his body was found early this morning at a home near Northern and 7th Street, that is. Scholtes admitted to leaving the little girl in a hot car for up to 3 hours while he...
And again, another nice neighborhood they moved to, ruined another house number 1, little girl's no longer alive in that driveway and the neighborhood's up in shambles. He moves his family here and then he just takes his own life. What a freaking coward, man. Yeah, it doesn't equal anything. Doesn't equal a thing. And again, thank you guys all for being here, contributing, and hitting that like button. I appreciate y'all every day.
He played video games inside his home. He's facing up to 30 years in prison.
Human remains that were found in Navajo County had been identified as a girl who went missing last month. 16-year-old Calistia.
Well, I didn't know about this. Does anyone know about this young lady that went missing? Let me just watch it anyway.
Kulele, who goes by Tia, reportedly went missing October 16th. Family members confirming this with Fox 10's chief investigator Justin Lum. The White Mountain Apache Police Department says the remains were found Monday near the Knott's Landing community in White River. We do not know yet how she died or if foul play is involved.
A team was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries.
All right, sorry guys, I wasn't trying to watch that part. I needed to show you another different clip. Janet Rowling, thank you so much. Shows the goal, $3 super sticker, and Anthony, good evening. He did not have any type of job. He was a live-in, stay-at-home dad, which would be fine had he had any type of credibility and not all of these interactions with the children where they claim that he left them in the car and abused them. All right. So here we go. This is what I meant to show you.
Tonight, the Marana father who pleaded guilty to the murder of his 2-year-old daughter after leaving her inside a hot car took his own life just before he was supposed to be taken into custody today.
And that was the giant breaking news today, guys. That's what, well, it was last night I found it. And then today I said, if you guys know anything about this, that's the most coward move ever. Thank you so much, Anthony. And Mo says, of course we don't know. She's indigenous. Of course I can. Send me an email, Mo, and remind me about the case. Or I hadn't even heard of that case.
Christopher Scholtes, you see there, took a plea deal
doesn't he?
for second-degree murder and child abuse 2 weeks ago. Per conditions of that deal, he was given these at least 2 weeks to remain out of custody before going to jail.
Isn't that weird that he had 2 weeks to do whatever he wanted? They went on vacation and they did everything. They moved and then he did that. Does he look like he was going to serve a day? Not to me, he didn't.
For the death of his 2-year-old daughter, Parker Scholtes, in July of last year. She was left inside of a hot car outside Scholtes' former Marana home. News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Corus Nylander, has been covering this case from the very beginning, and he was also the first reporter to confirm Scholtes' death.
Yeah, that was a weird confirmation this morning when they said, I was like, wait, what? Breaking news, dead, dad, dead, hot car. Wait, what? It didn't even make sense, right? He just seems like a coward that have run. And that's what I thought initially. I thought he was going to disappear and just get out of there. Well, he disappeared all right. What's up, Mr. Bot?
Joins us live outside Pima County Superior Court in Corus. Quite a stunning end to this very sad story.
That poor little girl, guys.
Yeah, Sean, this is just another shocking twist in a case that has really just been gut-wrenching from the very beginning. I was here in the courtroom this morning, 9 o'clock. Christopher Scholtes was supposed to be here for a hearing where he was going to be taken into custody. It was clear to me that something was wrong when he didn't show up. I was able to quickly confirm after that hearing that he had died.
We have been informed and we have confirmed that
that was the announcement I wanted to show you about his confirmation, because remember, I covered a case the other day where we thought the guy had taken his life based on social media posts, when in fact he faked it and was just trying to outrun the police. So I initially thought that this coward was trying to run until, well, the medical examiner ruled it, and that's what happened. He took his own life. But now we know reason of CO2.
Father took his own life last night.
Pima County Attorney Laura Conover confirms Christopher Scholtes has committed suicide just before he was set to appear here at Pima County Superior Court for a hearing to be taken into custody after accepting a plea deal 2 weeks ago.
And we extend our deepest sympathies and sorrow to all the loved ones who have suffered the loss of this beautiful baby girl.
And I wanted to show you her. There's not many pictures of her. People kind of keep the kids out of the, they want to keep them out because they're children, but she's a beautiful little angel, guys. Make she rest in peace. And TB, this guy, I don't know how people could call him anything but a coward. I have zero sympathy for Christopher Scholtes. None whatsoever. This little beautiful angel just is not an expendable thing. She was a beautiful little angel that you can't replace, and they acted like you can just replace her. That was my opinion of the body cam. We'll just have another one. We'll move and we'll start over and just have another kid. No problem. Was that your take on it too? That was my take. Like, no big deal. We'll add a different one. I already have other kids. Why not?
And now another loss.
It was clear to me inside the courtroom something was wrong when Scholtes failed to appear, and I saw a look of concern on the faces of prosecutors and Scholtes' attorney. Minutes after the hearing was suddenly canceled, I reviewed Maricopa County Medical Examiner records. Because Scholtes and his family moved to Phoenix a few months ago, the record showed he had died.
I'm not shocked or surprised.
Lindsay Eisenberg is the former guardian of Scholtes' 17-year-old daughter. Together, they recently filed a lawsuit against Scholtes with claims of emotional distress, assault, battery, and fraud. The daughter claimed.
And so, of course, once you hear about the backstories of this, which we just looked at, right? We see the backstory. Look at that. February 11th, all the way back to 2019. We're in 2025, guys. DCS report on February. In December, another DCS report from his daughter, emotional distress. April 2020, alleged neglect by the father, Christopher, and the stepmother. Then again, in September 2020, emotional abuse, November 30th, 2020. And it goes on, and it includes Dr. Mom.
All were unsubstantiated. Heisenberg says she broke the news to the daughter that her father has died.
I called her and I'm like, okay, you need to sit down. And she's like, she already knew the moment I told her you need to sit down. So, she has mixed emotions as well.
But the daughter's aunt, Kelly Fioli, has no mixed feelings.
This world is a better place without Christopher Scholtes. He abused my niece for years.
And
this is justice.
But now Parker's siblings are left without her.
She's so beautiful, guys. May she rest in peace, and may he rot in hell, or whatever hot place this piece of garbage is in. May he stay there.
And a father.
May you be surrounded by love.
And the judge here reaffirmed the sentencing date for November 21st. It remains unclear exactly how that sentencing is going to go now that Scholtes has passed away. Phoenix police are still investigating.
There's no sentencing, y'all. He's done. He's out. Done deal. Guilty dad takes his own life and ruins this beautiful family, guys. That's all I can say. And yeah, TB, if you want to email me, I'll be happy to look into it. You can send me an email, sendmecases@gmail.com, and I'll take a look. Everybody else, yes, the guy was a loser. DM, hello, Mab. I hope that Turtle Island goes well. I'll be on there to support you tonight. Michelle, please go back and watch. Very important case. I may cover more of this later if more information starts to come out, and I think it's important. I just saw another episode someone sent me, but that being said, guys, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, I would like to do a call-in show. If I'm around, I'm still getting work done. I know, I'm still getting work done on my house, and it's gruesome and it's daunting and it sucks. So if I don't have that work and all the stuff going on, I'll be here. We'll do a call-in show. We're going to do another Jennifer Soto review with her biggest confession yet. Break that down and see what you guys have to think. Now, the wife is not even in the picture in this case as far as being charged. She never was. But there's a civil suit against Christopher and her. So maybe, just maybe, the daughter will win in the civil suit and the Dr. Mom will have to pay it out. The wife hasn't been charged and she probably never will. All right. Don't know, but thank you guys for being here. Melissa, have a wonderful night. If you respond to me, I can help you out with that email you sent me. And everybody else, Wyatt, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming, Map. Barbie G, much love. Jen's a Gypsy. Allie Callie, I love our call-ins. I love our call-ins too, and let's hope we get to that tomorrow. Not Clementine. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for getting so close to the goal with me and getting that like button, all that stuff. All right? All right, guys. Much love. We've been here for an hour and 32 minutes. Go check out Dolly Uncensored and go vote for Mab. Maybe they'll bring back Guilty of Crime now that it's a bunch of true crime channels on there, right? All right, guys, it's called Dolly Uncensored, and I think it's going to be in the next hour. All right, much love to you. I wish you didn't miss it too, but I always appreciate y'all, and thank you for hitting that like button and sharing with your friends and community. Peace out. Hopefully, I'll see y'all on the island later in chat. Love you. Mwah.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty?